blue, da ba dee da ba die, da ba dee da ba die, da ba dee da ba die, die, die. Hi everybody, what's up? So you're probably here because I directed you to this video, yay! Today I'm going to be showing you my I can't call it a painting because I used marker, pencil, and color pencil, so whatever you want to make of that. But it's kind of like a mini mural, whatever. And it started off with like, here, I can do a little mini tour. Okay, so here it is. Ooh, stuff. Okay, I'm in my like shed because it's good lighting outside and it's just better in here. So anyways, this is where it started off. This little paper, you can tell like the size of it. I cut off some of it, but it's like a normal like sketchbook. I think that's like 12 inches by 8 or something like that. And then of course I added on and 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 added on. So this is where it started. The first words are, I always meet people out the shadows, which was kind of dark. If you didn't see this piece off of Instagram, then you wouldn't know that this was in black and white for a really long time. Like I literally just colored it about a week ago, 2 weeks ago. It just got colored. So imagine all of this but black and white, and that just can give you like the tone of where I was at when I was making this. Like it wasn't happy. And I think when I started to add the colors, it just helped me figure out like more of the story, more of like what I'm trying to say. Once I started to add color, I was like, wow. And then of course there's a lot of white space, which I kind of don't like, but I don't know what to do with it because it's done to me. Even though it's like such an odd shape. When I had the show, this guy came up to me, he's like, are you gonna add more to it? And I was like, I don't know. I might, like, maybe I'll do like a puzzle piece. Like, so my next one, I'll like use this like shape to start it, and then I'll make my new one. But I don't want to add it to this one. Like, it'll be a whole different one. And it's a lot of black and white because either I didn't get to color it / I didn't want to color it. Like this part, I wanted it to be black and white. That part, I wanted it to be black and white. But the background space, I wanted to color all of it. But my deadline was my art show, and I didn't decide I wanted to color it till the last minute. So that's why it's like that. It's finished, but it could be more finished. You feel me? And I named it If Walls Could Talk by me, Armona. Hold on one second. It's so hard to go through the chain of events for this picture because it's not in order at all. Like, it's literally, this is how I think. So like when I displayed this at the show in San Diego, people were like, I don't know where to start. I'm like, I know I'm gonna make a video on it and I still don't know where to start. So okay, this is the beginning. I know for sure this is the beginning. The scenery is like a old kind of creepy building, hotel-ish apartment. This is where I used to hang out at. You know, don't I look like I belong over there? Exactly. Anyway, so the first thing I said is I always meet people out the shadows, which is the truth. That's how I felt most of my life growing up, to be honest. Like a lot of my friends, it's usually like I meet the closest people to me when I'm feeling very low. So this is the beginning, of course, like I was saying. And then there's like an owl here. And the owl, we nicknamed him Owlie. It was a real owl that used to watch us. Like, it was really creepy because he was so close. Like, he would just come and like hang out with us. And then I would always draw myself like this, with this like symbol on my forehead. I would always draw myself like that. I didn't know what it was until one day I had a dream. It was so crazy. I had a dream and I found out that it's actually the symbol for Jupiter. Oh, then it goes into this volcano. And to me, when I'm very upset, I basically like feel steam coming off my head, because I'm not the type of person to blow up on somebody. I don't think I ever have. I never like, you never would catch me in drama or anything like that, because I keep it all in. I bottle everything up. So that's why I drew the volcano, because I mean that pretty much explains how it feels when you bottle stuff up. And then it goes out into these clouds, which is like my favorite thing to draw now. I love drawing clouds. But that's irrelevant. That's not what it's about. It's just like basically trying to say like the volcano erupted and this is what was birthed from it. Like it goes into these boxing gloves that goes into this girl. And it also goes into this like scene where it's a goose, and my Native American sign is a goose. I did find that out before I started this piece, so I think that's why I drew it. And then I have this like background where it's like, I kind of try to make sense of things the older I get as an artist. Like I start to make it into like a portal, and you can see that too on my Instagram. Some of my pictures have these. So, but at first it was just this, like I don't even know what I was drawing, you know? And I have eyes everywhere. There's eyes everywhere throughout this. I don't know what they mean yet. So, but the goose, I thought it was interesting because it looks like a protection. And I already knew that when I drew it out. I knew that whatever this is that I'm drawing is protecting me. And I drew the punching bison gloves because I was, actually it's a kind of a reference to a character that I made in school. And I liked her, she was cool, and I just drew out the boxing gloves. But I find it funny that I placed it boxing myself, and I kind of look beat up here. This is an actual self-portrait. I have an actual picture of me like this, but I drew it up, and it's like my head got shot off and like it's red. I think it's very interesting that I colored it with red hair because and I would draw myself as like a version I want to become, and I always draw myself with red hair. And then this summer I had red hair, and I honestly felt so good this summer. So I don't know. But anyways, this was a low point. I went back and colored this 2 weeks ago. So this whole entire piece was in black and white except 2 weeks ago. So you have to keep that in mind, that I'm talking about low stuff, but it's like very pretty right now. Okay. And then this is the first part, right? The part that I just talked about was the first part. That's all I had done for a long time. It was taped up on my wall, and then I moved it from like where my window is to over behind my bed. And when I did that, that's when everything changed. The whole feel of everything changed. Yeah, so I was going through a lot, and I don't know. I was just getting over it, and drawing has always been the thing that helps me. It's like, to me, drawing is like therapy to me. If I'm not trying to make something legit, then it's therapy to me. I do it as like to help me release energy. Okay? So this part was a part of it too. I know it looks like it's not a part. It's just I couldn't find this hand. It was like lost in my house, and I ended up finding it and taping it up there. But I drew this together, and I find it crazy that I drew like the hand coming out my back. Like, that's weird, but I don't know what I was doing. Like, it's so crazy. A lot of this stuff, I just had it there, and I don't know what it was telling me. But anyways, so next we have this house, which is the last part of the relationship basically, and it's upside down because fuck that, like, basically. And it's actually made out of paper. It's like supposed to look like it's like origami. That's why the eye is like behind it. Like, it's not an actual house that I drew. It's like paper, because that's how I felt. I felt like this relationship was so unstable. Like, if some wind came by, it would just like, you know, like blow it. And so then I drew this arrow, and the arrow goes into my back again, almost like it misses. And I don't know why I've been drawing this. I'm still trying to figure it out because I still draw it to this day. I don't know what it is. But okay, if you follow the chain of events of my hair, this is how you follow the picture. So I had black hair first, of course, and then I had green hair. When I had green hair, that's when I got out of my relationship. Also when I was trying to like learn more about myself, that's why I have this like, I forgot what these are called, where they send off like beep beep beep. I can't think of what it's called, but you know, I'll probably put in the word. And it's like sending me like signals like of like, yo bitch, get it together. Like I'm not sure if that's really, I mean, I know that's not literally what was going on, but that's how I felt. Like I felt like something was telling me, yo, you'll be okay, even though you know you're gonna be alone, but you'll be okay. Another thing that the green hair taught me was that I'm really into nature. I love nature. Nature is like my first step to getting better. It's like a medicine that I can't explain. So that's why it was next to the leaf and like the fly. Anyway, so from green hair, I went to purple hair, which is this piece. It doesn't have any hair really, but it has this like, it's kind of like a bird figure. Can you tell? So it's right here. This is the eye and then the beak, and there's another one right there, but then it goes into like, it goes out, cross into this, right? One more thing with the purple hair, it symbolized a form of like rebirth for me. I didn't really illustrate it that well on this picture, but if you go on my Instagram, you can kind of like line that up with the pictures that I was drawing. And yeah. And then from purple hair, I had red hair, which was so crazy because, again, like I always drew myself with red hair. I don't know what it meant. I was just like playing around. Like one day I'm gonna have red hair and I'm gonna like it. And then also from the red hair, I'm falling off of like, this was an add-on, so it's not a part of this piece. It was just like, that's how I felt one day. I felt like jumping off a building and falling and crashing into the ground and dying or whatever. Probably not dying, but you know. Camera record. Okay, this is a lot easier to direct. Okay, so where I left off, red hair. So even though this was a part of the past, it's also a part of my present because it's like the version of me that I wanted to become, that I was subconsciously drawing. And what comes with that was like, it's kind of like supposed to be like a crown in a way. If you follow these, they turn into like stars and stuff like that. Well, sorry, I didn't mean to flip you off. But it turns to stars and like triangles and stuff, and like that symbolizes like good things for me. That's like my favorite things to draw and stuff like that. And then when you go from red hair, what did I have next? Blue? Was blue after? Yeah. So blue is like me right now. If you can't tell, I have blue hair right now. I feel kind of liberated from my past because I've been dealing with it for about 6 months now. Oh, I guess I should say I started this in 2018, and that was when I had this part done. That was 2018, and then that was like the end of the year. I finished it, what, a week ago? So it took about a year to do all of this. I didn't work on it every day, of course. I usually, the way I would do it, I stayed with my mom, but I didn't really like stay there. I stayed with friends too. So it seemed like whenever I come back home, that's when I would draw on this and like add to it. And then I did add the blue side, basically anything from this side that was my finishing. So if you go like this, all of that was while I still was in Florida. And a part of this piece that I love was that it started to introduce like my characters, which and like it started to show my personality. Like I showed you the order of everything, but if you can tell, like there's parts of nature in it, there's parts of like futuristic stuff, there's parts of like what I want, like it's just like a lot that it's kind of hard to really talk about, because it's just like it's vulnerable. But I think you can really tell over here, like this side is very light, because that's really like what I want, and that's really how I feel now, like especially going through all that. I went through a really dark time, and I went through it by myself, which was pretty sucky, but like that's the reality of my life. Like that's okay. And that's why I said if walls could talk, like they probably wouldn't even say what I said, because I feel like walls saw the wall that this was on. The walls saw everything that I went through. Like I went through like so many like breakdowns, like, and some days I didn't even feel like drawing on this. Like I'll just be crying and I'm just like, oh my God. But when I would work on it, it was like a very powerful thing. Like I remember I started to learn how to skateboard, and I sprained my ankle, or I probably twisted it. I couldn't walk. And I think that's when I did, I don't know. I don't remember what I did when I did that. But I remember I didn't give up. Like it was like something like was like, no, like at least do a draw, even though you can't walk, like do something. So I have this. This is related to the boogeyman, my character. He's battery operated. Is that how I say it? Yeah. So this is like little control panel, and dreams are a very big part of me. So that's why that's on there. There's this like exit in Florida that I used to like to like go over there just to see this. It literally looked like this at night. It literally looked like this. It was so weird. So I drew it out. I can't breathe. Okay. This was new. It's like kind of how I feel right now. Like I'm just like watching shit grow. I'm growing. Everything's growing. And that's what I look forward to. I just want to keep growing. This is another version of me that's like a higher, that's like next, that's not even blue. That's like past blue, probably like years and years into the future. But this is what I look forward to. And if you could tell, it's a little face. It's like eye, the mouth, and there's like a lemon head. And like a funny thing is people used to call me Baby Lemon in high school. So I thought that was cool. This is a character as well, and then another character. All of these are characters. So again, like it's like I got over some things, but if I still was hurting, the things that would make me feel better was if I draw like my fantasy world. So yeah. And then there's another volcano hidden in here. This is the top of the volcano. And it's like it goes into that picture. There's a crown as the top. The crown was supposed to come from that, but yeah, that's how I drew it. And then me now looking back, basically, because I'm turned this way, so I'm looking back. And then I drew, it's like some sun rays, but it's like a continuation of this. So if you follow these, it goes through like all of the happy parts of this picture. So yeah, all the happy parts, and I didn't do that on purpose. So I thought that was cool. And then here's a little monster fish. I always draw this stupid fish. I don't know where he's coming from. He's probably gonna turn into a character, but I draw him all the time. And of course I'm listening to with my headphones, because I'm always listening to music. And yeah, sorry I'm out of breath at the end of the video. I like ate way too much candy and I feel sick. And it's cold and I'm like out of shape from the candy, so I'm out of breath. But this is the picture. Again, so you can look at it. I had to fold it up to get it on the plane, so that's why it's all wrinkled up. But yeah, so that was my little walkthrough. I hope it wasn't too confusing. Of course too, I hope you find like things that speak to you or that say something else. Like, I can't remember everything that was going through my head, but like this is what I went through, and I drew it out because that's the only way I know how to get through stuff. So yeah, so fly friend. Yep, so this is the picture. If walls could talk. And then one more time, this is the order. So it's over here. And then we went into, technically this was like seeing the future in a way, but we went into green hair. From green hair we go to purple, and then from purple we go to red, and then from red we go to blue. And yeah, and then from blue, technically from blue, we go down to here. So this little corner is like the future of what I want. So yeah, that's my picture. So hey y'all, I just want to say thank you for watching the video. Thank you for supporting. And if you were there in San Diego at the show when I first showed this, I just want to say thank you again. A lot of people didn't know, especially from San Diego, they didn't know like what was going on. So I was like, okay, take my business card, I'm gonna record a video about it. If you're going through something really, really low and it may seem hard, if you can't get like professional help, I suggest find like your passion and do whatever you can to just like express how you're feeling, because I think that really helps me. I don't know how I got through some of the stuff I went through. So, but I think a big part of it was I just stuck with drawing. Of course, this isn't the only drawing that I made, but this is the big one that pretty much illustrates the lows. And I went back and colored it. I can't believe I did that, but it just brings light to the situation. I think that was really nice. So it's like easier for me to talk to you with like a smile on my face, you feel me? Yeah, so I just want to say, don't give up with anything you do. Don't give up, because you never know what's gonna be at the end of the road. And also, like, the road never ends, so don't give up. You're just staying in one place. You just really have to keep going and keep pushing yourself. And again, you never know what's gonna come out. Thank you for watching. Why did I do that voice? I don't know, but thank you for watching. Till next time. Blue Okay, I'm gonna do my outro one more time because I was standing like a weirdo. Ah! For real, dog? For real, that's how you feel?